Hello everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw an orca whale. I've gotten to see them in like at SeaWorld, and I went to see Keiko before they freed him. I got to see him in Newport, Oregon. So I've got to see them before, but I've never got to see them in the wild. I have seen some gray whales in the wild before, and that's fun. But I definitely love orcas. I think they're absolutely gorgeous and they're super fun to draw. So let's get started. Also today I'm going to be drawing with a 4B pencil. I use this pencil a lot, it's starting to get a little short, but it's a great pencil to use. It's not too dark, not too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shapes, as always, to kind of lock in the design that I want. I'm going to start off with a smaller circle for the head of the whale, and then I'm going to use a slightly larger circle. If I imagine how long I want my whale, right about halfway, I'm going to put a little bit of a larger circle, and this is going to help me to get my shape correct. And so I'm going to kind of bring this up and down. So it's kind of this sweeping motion, so a straight line. And this one down here is going to kind of come and be a little bit straighter. It doesn't have as much of a sweep. And it's going to kind of come, and it's not going to come to a complete point at the tail, because this is all just muscle right in here that helps to propel the whale forward. Now at the bottom here I'm going to put in my fluke, I think is what these are called, the tail. And so it's almost like this little kind of a triangle shape. Of course, if you were to draw a full orca's tail, it would be kind of a larger triangle shape. That, but you can only see half of it, so I'm going to draw just this part, and you might see a little bit tucked in over there, depending. Okay, so now right about where my circle, my middle circle is, I'm going to draw kind of a line straight up, and this is where you actually get to decide whether this is a female orca whale or a male orca whale. So a male has a very, very tall fin here, and females have a little bit shorter and they're a little bit more curved. They curve back a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a male. And so I'm going to bring this just swooping. I always want to think of aerodynamics when you do this. So there's no going to be like, you know, it's just very swooshing up. And then kind of cuts down in, like so. And these fins can get huge, and that's why a lot of times when you see them at aquariums like SeaWorld, a lot of times they'll be bent over because they spend a lot more time swimming in a circle instead of straight. Adds that pressure to it. They spend a lot more time at the surface, and so just over time they just bend over because they're just kind of a little bit heavier. Alright, so now for this part here, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit to a little bit of a point, not a super point. We don't want to make him like a bottlenose dolphin, but just come out a little bit and cut in for his mouth, and then a little bit for his under chin, just like so. And his eye's going to go right about where his mouth ends, just right up above that is usually right where the eye is. And then if I come back just a little bit further, not halfway I wouldn't say, but a little bit further, you're going to start coming down with his side fins. And so it's just this really kind of, there's not really a, like you couldn't call it a circle or a triangle. It's just the shape of the fins. You just have to look at some pictures to kind of figure out that shape. And so I'm going to put that fin shape there. And again, males have a little bit larger side fins than the females. That, and you might see another one just kind of tucked in, see the, you know, the back side one just over there a little bit. So this gives us our finished shape a little bit. So now I'm going to take my gummy eraser and I'm going to erase my guidelines. Alright, now before you get on to doing your detail, you want to kind of look at him and see if everything's the way you want it. And he's looking a little skinny to me. I'm looking back at my reference photo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this top line up just a bit. And I bring this bottom line down just a little bit. Just give him a little bit more bulk. I don't want a starving whale. Okay, so then I'll clean that up just a bit. Okay, so now he's looking a little bit better. That's why it's always important to draw really lightly and don't go into a lot of detail at first until you make sure that the base shape that you've drawn is what you want. Because it's much easier to fix it when it was at this stage rather than if I would have been drawing all the details and shading it in and putting in the pattern to have to erase all that and extend it out. That would have been a little bit more challenging. So now that he's all drawn in, I'm going to go ahead and put in his black and white marking. I'm going to start off with his mouth here, and I'm just going to extend this line back and underneath his side fin. Then it's going to come, and depending on the whale, they vary. So some of them have a little bit different markings, but they kind of follow the same flow. So I'm going to bring this underside over here until it gets back past his top fin there. And I'm going to have it kind of come up, do a little bit of pattern, and then right back to the back tail. And then also they have these really great white eye patches right here. And then sometimes they'll have just a really soft, it's not really white, it's more like a gray pattern right behind their top fin there. So once you have those kind of sketched out, then you can take your pencil and you can darken in the dark parts. That you have kind of this, you've darkened in his black areas, you can go ahead and just add in a little bit of shading along the underside of him, just very lightly with your pencil. You don't want to make it black, but you just want to make sure that he has a little bit of a dimension to him. So I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of that around there. And there we go. We have our orca whale. Now he looks a little boring. I mean, there's a lot of positions with orcas that are much more exciting than this, but I wanted to start with just the basic positioning, basic anatomy of an orca whale, and then later on in other videos I will do some of orcas jumping out of the water, chasing seals, whatever. And you can leave in the comments below if there's a certain kind of activity, positioning that you want the orcas to be doing, spy hopping or belly flopping or whatever they do. And let me know and I will see about doing those videos for you. But it's really good just to study how something is put together before you start putting it into some different positionings, because if you're not sure how it looks, it's really hard to interpret that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, drawing one of my favorite animals. So thanks so much for drawing with me. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to my channel so that you don't miss that in any of the future videos. If you're looking for some more things to draw, I have quite a few videos out there on lots of different topics and animals and crafts and things. So check out some of my other videos. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.